Now, model labor movement. What is the labor movement? Continue exploitation made worker to realize their protection lie in their own hands. That means when management is not considered their employee as a part of organization, or they are exploiting in some other ways like working in extra hours, having too many pressures, too many targets, financial burdens, they are not able to fulfill their basic physiological needs. So what is the consequences of that? They are not able to cope up with the effective working. So what they are doing, they are not satisfying and they are going for a strike, or they are doing some sort of protection, or they are raising their voice. So that is the first element of labor movement. Formulated labor union that had desired effect on management. What they do? They formulated labor union in any organization. We found that organization is working for the labor, whether it is railway or whether it individual private organization, they have labor union. What is the task of labor union? To accomplish or to have individuals or group identification of exploitation. If they are identified having exploitation, for that they, a group of people or union, raise the voice on certain grounds, right? So that is what formulation of labor union. Working hours, conditions and wages and policies. Labor movement started, basically these are the three things. Working hour. If working hour is extended, then people are not able to work or cope up with that extended working hours. So what is the result? Result is unsatisfaction. Employees and workers or co-workers are not satisfied. Conditions and wages policies. Condition means what? Unfulfilled demand, or demand which is not able to achievable, or some condition like ecosystem is not satisfied and environment is not comfortable. So these are the conditions, right, which is provided by the company to their employees. Wages policies, if employee are not getting proper salary on time or appropriate salary as per their work, so what they are doing? They are raising their voice in the labor movement. Union incorporated human related in organizations. Now, as I told you that union is formulated and they are working on it, and that effectiveness of work is highlighted. Now, second one is Hawthorne experiment. Series of experiments that came to known as the Hawthorne study were conducted on Western Electric Plant worker at Hawthorne. So this is what experiment regularly, effectively, level 1, level 2, level 3 and so on, continuously experimented, and their result will be discussed, effect will be analyzed and implemented as a model. The effect occurs when people improve some aspect of their behavior. Means if people are satisfied, what they do? If people are not satisfied, what they do? What is the consequences of unsatisfied employee, and what is the consequences of effective workers or by the unsatisfied peoples? So these all are the various hypotheses used in this experiment, and outcome will come. Performance simply because they know that they are being assessed. When employee get that information, they are analyzed. Some people are analyzing them and having the consequences for the same, then they are working in effective manners. And result of that, they will manage their work according to the requirement of the organization. Now, continuation of that, research involved the following studies. What are the studies? Illumination experiment, which is done in 1924 to 27. Light decrease for the experimental group and kept constant for them. That is the one of the example. Light is decreased, or their various conditions are provided, like if they are working in AC, right? So that AC will not be provided to them, right? So what is the outcome of that? The focus of employee will decrease, or attention towards achieving target or goals of the organization will decrease. The productivity increase in same rate. That is the analysis, that is the hypothesis which they have created. The productivity increase in the same condition, or productivity decrease in the same condition. Worker work harder when somebody watching them, because they know they are observed by the management, and that observation lead to be positive or negative consequences. Next one is relay assembly test room experiment, which is done in 1927 to 28. Workers segregated on the basis of defined range of working conditions variables such as workroom temperature, work schedule, work break. On the basis of these segmentation have been done on the basis of these conditions. Recorded the time taken by the employee to collect telephone relay. That is what they are collecting, the telephonic relay. Productivity increase irrespective of how factor manipulated. Suppose in any organization we collect all the mobile phones. In today's working culture we have been talking about, if we take mobile phone at the entry point, and when you exit from the organization you will have your mobile phone, the effectiveness and efficiency will definitely increase. Why? Because the people focus is differentiated. Like if I am getting some time, 5 minutes or 2 minutes, I will be able to focus on my mobile, my Facebook, my Instagram and all. Consequences, my attention will divert it. That attention will affect the organizational goals. Employee attitude and sentiments such as psychological attachment with the organization were critically important variables. If people are satisfied by doing it, that means that person is psychologically associated with the organization. They know this is the benefit of the organization, and if I am working effectively, I might be getting more benefit. Right? Now, experiment in interviewing worker. That is the third level, which is done in 1928. These are the attributes. Directly interview worker to find out what is the important to them in their opinion. If I ask to my employee what kind of condition you require to have maximum output from you, they can openly discuss with me as an employee and employer discussion, so that directly we can get the outcome. There are some people who misguide to employer by having some sort of condition or intellectual mitigation. So that is what things which we need to consider in this experiment. Workers were allowed to open up and talk freely about what is most important and what are at time problematic issues in their minds. Same as I told you, if it forum is open for all, one by one, people will discuss and having conversation frequently, open-mindedly, and having attachment with the organization or immediate boss. They can share their problems, they can resolve their problems, and they will produce better results. Right? Led to inform organization and its relationship to the formal organization. Now, informal organization to formal organization. Why informal? When people will not ask or employer will not ask to their employee what kind of problem you are facing, how we will reduce your situation to increase your effectiveness. If they will discuss with the employee discuss with the employer, might be possible problem will be resolved. Once will be resolved, for next time they might be follow the formal path. Either they send you the email, they send you the WhatsApp, or they give you the application in written, and you will follow the formal path of having good conversation and bringing better outcome of your organization. Led to a rich understanding of social interpersonal dynamics. Here we understand the value of formal organization. Now we create a certain environment where we can understand and discuss the problem of employee having intellectual aspect. That aspect give the solution of the problem to the employee, whether it is personal, professional, ecosystem, environmental, political, social, technological, whatever problem is there. So that is what that will give the race of social and interpersonal dynamics. Right? Move ahead. Backfiring room experiment. This experiment confirms the effect of the power of the peer group and importance of the group influence on worker behavior and productivity. There are so many experiments done on this. Group of people are suppose HR, finance, marketing. They are having their people and having a hierarchy, working executives, then supervisor, then manager, senior manager, then GM, and other level hierarchical. That hierarchical structure designed and developed after having this kind of formulation or experiment. This experiment reveals that in group influence is more effective. If your leader is listening you, understand your problems, conceptualize your problems, give the appropriate solution of your problem, then you admire that leader. That leader will follow by their employees. Why? Because of satisfaction. So these are the few things which is discussed and having in this experiment. The higher the norm, the greater the productivity and vice versa. Definitely, if employee is satisfied, then people of a group is satisfied, productivity will increase, right? Whatever we have done in this for organizational behavior model, we are summarizing here. The organizational behavior is a field of study which help in the understanding human behavior in an organization context and also interconnection between human behavior and growth of the organization. Whatever we have discussed as of now is simply define the organizational behavior, and human relation. Human relation may be individual or in a group. We comprise that various models are listening, understanding, conceptualizing, and by by applying all the things, we have certain level of understanding. Organizational behavior is the study of individuals, group, and organizational systems, as we already aware about. Organizational behavior examines how human beings behave and interact with each other in the organization. Right? So this is first thing, like individual to group, group to organizational goals or organizational behavior. We conceptualize here in this model. Considering an art of applied science. Organizational behavior is an art to handle or tackle human behavior. That is why it is called art. And science is, why science? Because it is hypothetically or analyzed on the basis of some model or some background or some experiments. These with the emotions, feelings, beliefs, perception, intellectuality, and mentality. These all are terms discussed, considered when people are having certain historical, scientific, or structure, systematic structure. When they are understanding this, working in any organization will go on a smooth. Key element of organizational behavior, as I already discussed, people, structure, technology, environment. In this module, we have discussed 4 approaches: human resource approach, productivity, contingency, system approach, and all. Right? So here we end today's lecture. Have a good day. We will see you in the next.